What happens when wealthy business families visit another country? Simply put, it signals that relations between the two nations are about to deepen significantly. Recently, Russian business families visited Burkina Faso, indicating that the relationship between the two countries is stronger than ever. However, this development is seen as a potential threat to Western dominance, particularly the influence of the United States in Africa. Is this concern justified? Let's find out. The recent visit of Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov to Burkina Faso has ignited widespread interest and speculation about the future of diplomatic and economic relations between Russia and this West African nation. Accompanied by a delegation of influential Russian business leaders, including prominent oligarchs, the visit signals a strategic effort to bolster bilateral ties and explore new avenues of cooperation. Lavrov's presence in Burkina Faso goes beyond a typical diplomatic gesture. It highlights Russia's proactive approach to engaging with African nations on multiple fronts. The inclusion of oligarchs in the delegation shows Russia's aim to intertwine economic interests with diplomatic initiatives, potentially ushering in transformative changes in Burkina Faso's economic landscape. At the core of Lavrov's agenda were high-level meetings with Burkina Faso's President Ibrahim Traoré and other senior officials. These discussions focused on critical issues such as regional security, counter-terrorism strategies, and efforts to strengthen state authority. By tackling these complex challenges head-on, Russia demonstrated its commitment to supporting Burkina Faso in achieving stability and security within its borders and across the Sahel region. As Lavrov's visit concluded, optimism prevailed about the future of the partnership. Expectations are high for substantial economic benefits, sustainable growth, and enhanced regional stability through ongoing collaboration. This diplomatic mission has solidified existing ties and laid a robust foundation for a dynamic, mutually beneficial relationship poised to yield significant dividends in the foreseeable future. Now let's talk about the diplomatic objective and economic potential of this visit in detail. But what was Russia really aiming for in this visit? Sergei Lavrov's recent visit to Burkina Faso was a strategic move aimed at significantly enhancing Russia's influence in West Africa. Accompanied by a delegation that included influential Russian oligarchs, the mission underscored Russia's intent to intertwine economic interests with diplomatic relations. This approach is crucial as it seeks to open up new avenues for collaboration, leveraging Burkina Faso's rich natural resources and strategic location within the Sahel region. The presence of these oligarchs marked a notable departure from traditional diplomatic visits, which typically prioritize political dialogue and bilateral agreements. Instead, their inclusion highlighted Russia's strong commitment to economic partnership, with a focus on stimulating investment and driving impactful development initiatives in Burkina Faso. This strategic alignment shows Russia's broader geopolitical strategy of expanding its economic presence in Africa, positioning itself as a pivotal player in the continent's growth and stability. During discussions with Burkina Faso's leadership, including President Ibrahim Traoré and other senior officials, Lavrov explored various avenues for mutually beneficial cooperation. Key areas of focus included economic development, particularly in sectors such as mining, energy, and agriculture. These sectors are critical to Burkina Faso's economic advancement and present significant opportunities for Russian investment and technological collaboration. The delegation proposed comprehensive collaboration frameworks encompassing joint ventures, technology transfer, and capacity building aimed at enhancing productivity and sustainability across Burkina Faso's key industries. Here's a reminder to please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black culture, history, civilization, and identity. Let's continue now. The meetings with Burkina Faso's leadership during his visit also played a pivotal role in shaping the strategic direction of bilateral relations between Russia and this West African nation. These high-level discussions, which included President Ibrahim Traoré and other senior officials, focused on a range of critical issues that are central to both countries' interests and regional stability. Security and counter-terrorism strategies were at the forefront of the agenda. Burkina Faso, like many countries in the Sahel region, faces significant challenges from extremist groups and cross-border threats. Lavrov reiterated Russia's commitment to supporting Burkina Faso in combating terrorism and restoring peace. This commitment is part of Russia's broader strategy to enhance security cooperation with African nations, contributing to global efforts against terrorism. The discussions also addressed efforts to strengthen and uphold state authority within Burkina Faso. The country has been grappling with governance issues exacerbated by security threats. Lavrov's visit provided an opportunity to explore how Russia can assist Burkina Faso in institutional strengthening, promoting good governance, and enhancing administrative capacity. By supporting Burkina Faso's state-building efforts, Russia aims to foster long-term stability and development in the region. Territorial integrity was another critical area of focus during the meetings. Like many Sahelian countries, Burkina Faso faces challenges related to border security and territorial disputes. Lavrov and Burkina Faso's leadership discussed strategies to safeguard national borders, prevent incursions by armed groups, and address territorial disputes through diplomatic channels. Russia's support in this area underscores its commitment to upholding international law and promoting peaceful dispute resolution in Africa. And what do they have to say about economic operations? The visit underscored significant opportunities for economic collaboration across critical sectors pivotal to the country's development and Russia's strategic interests. The discussions and agreements forged during the visit highlighted a shared commitment to nurturing robust economic ties and exploring avenues for joint ventures, technology transfer, and sustainable development initiatives. Mining emerged as a central focus during the economic deliberations. Burkina Faso boasts abundant mineral resources such as gold, manganese, and zinc, which form the bedrock of its economy. Leveraging Russia's extensive experience and technological prowess in the mining sector, discussions explored avenues for Russian investment in modernizing mining infrastructure, implementing eco-friendly practices, and optimizing mineral extraction processes. These initiatives aim to enhance productivity, create jobs, and maximize economic gains from Burkina Faso's mineral wealth. Energy development also featured prominently on the economic agenda. Burkina Faso faces challenges in meeting its rising energy demands, with a significant portion of its populace lacking reliable electricity access. Sergei Lavrov's talks with Burkina Faso's leadership delved into potential collaborations in renewable energy, hydroelectric power, and energy infrastructure projects. Russia's expertise in nuclear energy and renewable technologies presents opportunities for joint ventures aimed at diversifying Burkina Faso's energy mix and bolstering energy security. By investing in sustainable energy solutions, both nations seek to reduce reliance on fossil fuels, mitigate climate change impacts, and ensure affordable, reliable electricity access for all Burkinabés. Agriculture emerged as another pivotal sector for economic cooperation. Serving as the backbone of Burkina Faso's economy, agriculture employs a substantial portion of its population and contributes significantly to food security and rural livelihoods. Discussions highlighted potential partnerships in agricultural modernization, irrigation systems, and agro-processing industries. Russian agricultural technologies, including advanced farming practices, crop management techniques, and mechanization, could augment crop yields, improve food production efficiency, and fortify the resilience of Burkina Faso's agricultural sector against climate variability and other challenges. Collaborative agricultural projects aim to promote sustainable farming practices, empower rural communities, and bolster overall economic growth and development in Burkina Faso. Infrastructure development is also a critical facilitator of economic collaboration between Russia and Burkina Faso. Talks explored opportunities for Russian investments in infrastructure projects aimed at enhancing connectivity, boosting trade facilitation, and advancing regional integration. Infrastructure initiatives encompass the construction and rehabilitation of roads, bridges, ports, and logistics hubs essential for the efficient movement of goods and services within Burkina Faso and across its borders. By investing in infrastructure, Russia seeks to stimulate economic growth. An important thing, as we said earlier, was military discussion. Sergei Lavrov's visit to Burkina Faso also underscored Russia's commitment to enhancing the country's defense capabilities and bolstering its security infrastructure through comprehensive military and technical cooperation. The discussions and agreements forged during the visit highlighted mutual interests in strengthening Burkina Faso's capacity to address security challenges, promote regional stability, and safeguard national sovereignty. And what about military cooperation? We have made an entire video covering that. You can check that out as well. But here is a brief explanation of that. A cornerstone of the discussions was Russia's pledge to provide Burkina Faso with military equipment, technical expertise, and training programs aimed at enhancing its defense capabilities. This commitment reflects Russia's strategic interest in expanding its influence in Africa by supporting African nations in strengthening their defense and security frameworks. Talks explored potential avenues for cooperation in acquiring and modernizing military hardware, including aircraft, armored vehicles, and communication systems, crucial for Burkina Faso's defense forces to effectively respond to emerging security threats. Training and capacity building were integral components of Russia's military support package for Burkina Faso. Sergei Lavrov emphasized the importance of providing Burkinabe military personnel with advanced training programs tailored to enhance operational readiness and tactical proficiency. These programs encompass specialized training in counterterrorism operations, border security management, and peacekeeping missions, aligning with Burkina Faso's strategic priorities in maintaining peace and stability within its borders and across the Sahel region. Educational initiatives also featured prominently in discussions on military and technical cooperation. Russia proposed scholarships and educational exchanges for Burkinabe military officers and defense personnel to study in Russian military academies and institutions. These opportunities aim to cultivate a cadre of well-trained military professionals equipped with advanced knowledge and skills in defense strategy, military technology, and international security affairs. By investing in human capital development, Russia seeks to strengthen institutional capacities within Burkina Faso's defense establishment and foster long-term bilateral cooperation in defense and security. The discussions further explored collaborative efforts in cybersecurity and information technology, recognizing the critical importance of safeguarding digital infrastructure and combating cyber threats. Russia offered technical expertise and assistance to enhance Burkina Faso's cybersecurity capabilities, including the establishment of secure communication networks, data protection protocols, and cyber defense strategies. Such initiatives aim to mitigate cybersecurity risks, safeguard national interests, and ensure the resilience of Burkina Faso's digital infrastructure against emerging cyber threats. Strategic consultations on military and technical cooperation also addressed broader regional security dynamics in the Sahel region. Sergei Lavrov reaffirmed Russia's support for Burkina Faso's participation in regional security initiatives and multinational peacekeeping operations aimed at countering terrorism, transnational organized crime, and illicit trafficking. The discussions underscored the importance of collaborative efforts among Sahelian countries, including Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, in fostering regional stability and enhancing collective security mechanisms. Russia's military and technical support package for Burkina Faso is part of its broader geopolitical strategy to strengthen partnerships with African nations and expand its influence in the region. By providing comprehensive assistance in defense capabilities, training programs, and technological advancements, Russia aims to establish itself as a reliable partner in addressing Africa's security challenges and promoting sustainable peace and development. Discussions during Sergei Lavrov's visit laid a solid foundation for deepening bilateral cooperation in defense and security, paving the way for enhanced strategic collaboration and mutual benefit between Russia and Burkina Faso in the years ahead. Also, when two nations take their relationship this deep, cultural exchange is also given importance, so what do they have to say about it? Sergei Lavrov's visit also highlighted the pivotal role of cultural and diplomatic exchange as foundational elements of bilateral relations between Russia and this West African nation. The discussions and initiatives put forward during the visit aim to deepen mutual understanding, celebrate cultural diversity, and strengthen diplomatic ties through collaborative efforts in various realms of cultural diplomacy. Central to the cultural exchange agenda was a commitment to nurturing people-to-people connections and fostering cultural appreciation between Russia and Burkina Faso. Sergei Lavrov emphasized the profound impact of cultural diplomacy in forging bonds of friendship and cooperation that transcend geographical boundaries. Discussions explored avenues for cultural exchanges, encompassing art exhibitions, musical performances, film festivals, and projects dedicated to preserving cultural heritage. These initiatives seek to celebrate the rich cultural tapestries of both nations and promote a deeper understanding of each other's traditions, values, and customs among their respective populations. Educational exchanges emerged as a cornerstone of cultural diplomacy. Sergei Lavrov proposed scholarships and educational opportunities for Burkina students to study in Russian universities and educational institutions. These scholarships aim to foster academic excellence, cross-cultural exchange, and mutual learning, nurturing future generations of leaders and professionals equipped with global perspectives. By investing in educational exchanges, Russia aims to bolster human capital development in Burkina Faso, empower youth, and contribute to the country's socio-economic progress. Language and literature also featured prominently in discussions on cultural exchange. Sergei Lavrov expressed interest in promoting the study of the Russian language and literature in Burkina Faso through language courses, cultural centers, and libraries. These initiatives aim to promote linguistic diversity, encourage multilingualism, and deepen cultural ties between the Russian and Burkinabe peoples. By facilitating language learning opportunities, Russia seeks to enhance communication, mutual understanding, and academic collaboration between the two nations. The visit underscored the significance of diplomatic exchange in advancing shared interests and addressing global challenges. Sergei Lavrov engaged in strategic consultations with Burkina Faso's leadership on key international issues, including peace and security, climate change, and sustainable development. The discussions reaffirmed both countries' commitment to upholding international law, advocating for multilateralism, and strengthening cooperation within international organizations such as the United Nations and the African Union. Through diplomatic dialogue, Russia and Burkina Faso aim to contribute to global peace, security, and prosperity while championing the interests and aspirations of African nations on the world stage. Parliamentary diplomacy also played a pivotal role in discussions on diplomatic exchange. Sergei Lavrov highlighted the importance of parliamentary cooperation in enhancing legislative frameworks, promoting democratic governance, and bolstering institutional capacities. The visit explored avenues for expanded parliamentary exchanges, legislative support programs, and capacity-building initiatives aimed at fostering transparency and accountability within Burkina Faso's political landscape. By advancing parliamentary diplomacy, Russia seeks to deepen democratic practices, legislative oversight, and adherence to the rule of law in Burkina Faso, thereby contributing to political stability and democratic consolidation. Preserving and promoting cultural heritage were integral to discussions on cultural exchange. Sergei Lavrov emphasized the importance of safeguarding Burkina Faso's cultural heritage sites, monuments, and traditions as symbols of national identity and pride. Russia expressed readiness to collaborate with Burkina Faso on cultural heritage preservation projects, archaeological excavations, and museum exhibitions aimed at showcasing Burkina Faso's rich history and cultural legacy to global audiences. These initiatives aim to stimulate cultural tourism, generate economic opportunities, and foster greater global recognition of Burkina Faso's cultural contributions to humanity. So, after this visit, what would Russia and Africa's future look like? What impact will this visit have? Sergei Lavrov's visit to Burkina Faso signifies several key themes and trends in international relations, highlighting Russia's strategic interests in Africa, the dynamics of global power shifts, and the multifaceted nature of contemporary diplomacy. Lavrov's visit underscores Russia's commitment to deepening its ties with African nations. This trip is part of a broader Russian strategy to engage more actively with the continent, which has been relatively underdeveloped compared to the influence of other global powers like China, the United States, and the European Union. By establishing stronger bilateral relations with Burkina Faso, Russia aims to expand its influence. Strengthening ties with African countries helps Russia expand its geopolitical influence in a region that is becoming increasingly important on the global stage. Does this visit also mean both Russia and Africa are becoming a replacement for the West? As global politics evolve, both Russia and African nations are seeking to diversify their alliances beyond traditional Western partners. This shift is driven by a desire to reduce dependency on the West and to seek more balanced, equitable partnerships. For many African countries, Russia presents an attractive alternative that offers new opportunities for development, investment, and cooperation without the historical baggage of colonialism. The economic dimension of Russia-Africa relations is crucial. Historically, Africa's trade and investment relations have been dominated by Western countries and, more recently, China. However, Russia's renewed interest in Africa signifies a strategic move to tap into the continent's vast resources and growing markets. For African nations, Russian investments provide much-needed capital for development projects in sectors such as mining, energy, agriculture, and infrastructure. This economic relationship is mutually beneficial as it offers Africa the resources and technology it needs while giving Russia access to critical raw materials and new markets. Politically, both Russia and African nations benefit from supporting each other on the international stage. For Africa, Russia's backing can strengthen its position in global forums such as the United Nations, where African countries often seek allies to support their causes and initiatives. Conversely, Russia gains political support from African nations, which can be crucial in counterbalancing Western influence and advocating for a multipolar world order. The relationship between Russia and Africa mirrors the historical resource-based relationships that both regions have had with the West. In the past, Western countries were the primary investors in Africa, exploiting its natural resources while offering technology and capital. Similarly, Russia's engagement with Africa is heavily centered around resource extraction and economic investments. However, this modern relationship is framed more as a partnership of equals, rather than the exploitative dynamics of the past. Russia is rapidly becoming one of the biggest investors in Africa. This investment is not just limited to resource extraction, but also extends to infrastructure projects that are critical for Africa's development. Projects such as building roads, railways, and energy plants are essential for boosting economic growth and improving trade connectivity within Africa and beyond. These investments help African nations develop their infrastructure, which is a key driver of sustainable economic development. Both Russia and African nations have strategic reasons to reduce their dependence on the West. For Russia, sanctions and political tensions with Western countries have necessitated the search for new markets and partners. Africa, with its rich resources and growth potential, offers an ideal alternative. For African nations, diversifying their international partnerships helps to mitigate risks associated with over-reliance on any single global power, and ensures a more balanced approach to foreign relations and economic development. By forging closer ties with Russia, African countries can enhance their sovereignty and autonomy. This relationship allows them to pursue development paths that align more closely with their national interests and priorities, rather than being dictated by the conditionalities often imposed by Western countries and institutions. Russia's approach tends to be more focused on mutual benefit and respect for sovereignty, which is appealing to many African leaders. So, no doubt the Russia and Africa relations will get better after this. Are you ready for new deals? Do you think the US has the heart to bear what Africa and Russia are planning? What would happen if something goes against the US? Let us know in the comment section. What are your guesses? Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If so, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We have decided to bring videos on something nobody talks about: the Black culture, civilization, history, and evidence about how glorious Blacks have been. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.